Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. This is Haroon. In this video, I want to talk about a book I've just finished reading, Boy Everywhere. How far would you go to get back home? This is an important book that I've really enjoyed reading. It's important for a number of reasons. First and foremost, we all know about the politicization of migrants, especially in the news at the moment. There's been a lot of discussion from different parts of the political spectrum about migrants coming to the UK. Secondly, the author of the book is coming to our town and she's going to be talking about the book as well. So I thought it'd be a good video to just share with you an insight to the book and how it might be relevant for all of us to read the book and engage with it as well. So this novel chronicles the harrowing journey taken by Sami, his family from privilege to poverty, if you like. They travel in the book across countries, across continents. Sami himself and his family have a very comfortable life in Damascus, but through war and conflict, or as a reason of war and conflict, they've had to leave and make their way to Manchester. And so they go through a variety of routes, variety of places, a smuggler's den in Turkey, for example, a prison. They end up in Manchester as well. So the story really begins in Damascus, where we meet Sami and his friend Joseph, and they're leading what would be considered a perfectly normal, privileged life. His father is a doctor, his mum's a teacher, and they're going through the normal sort of things that boys go through as well. And they feel that Damascus is a safe place, but things take a turn for the worse when there's a bombing and there's a destruction that takes place. There's conflict that begins to rise in Syria, and so it seems clear that that they need to leave the country as soon as they can. Their sister is traumatized, Sarah, from the bombing as well, and so they make a very difficult decision. The parents make a very difficult decision to leave the country. It's a reluctant decision. It's not something that they want to do, but they are forced to do as well. And so they face many dangers along their way, making their way to the borders or to the land that is England as well. And so Sami's family is very, very similar to most British families, living a normal life until civil war, which is something that many of us, thank God, haven't had to experience, but these people have experienced this as well, and they are forced to leave their homes as well. They've been living a life of privilege, of comfort, and now they're living a life where they are now in danger and their lives are compromised as well. And so what he does regularly in the book, and the author does this in the book rather, is that she frequently talks about how Sami's experiences are important for us to reflect upon as well. And so the people that Sami meets on his journey are very, very interesting as well. Some of them become fleeting meetings, some of them are more longer lasting as well. Sami has some positive experiences when he eventually reaches the UK, but he also struggles with hostility, racism, discrimination as well. So it reminds us really that we in the UK have a really fortunate and blessed life here, but it also reminds us how our situation is very vulnerable. Things can change for the worse in a moment, and our lives can very easily be turned upside down. And this teaches us to think about others who are fleeing conflict and war, not because they want to come here, but they have to come here because of the situations that they find themselves in. And we should then try as much as we can to help our brothers and sisters who've left a life which in many ways is better than ours, but due to conflict they've made their way to our lands. But this isn't just about the UK, this is also about people being forced to migrate from comfort from their homes to other places where sometimes they are met with hostility. And we should also remember that this very much mirrors the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him, who had to flee Mecca to find sanctuary in Madinatul Munawwara, in the city of Medina as well. So it's an eye-opening account of refugees and their plight, and how it's important for us in our daily lives to think about them, to remember how fortunate we are, to be grateful for what we have, but also to assist and take care of those people who are less fortunate than us. So this book is a very good book, worth reading. I really enjoyed reading this book. I highly recommend you purchase a copy. I believe there'll be some copies available at the event. The event's taking place on Saturday, Milham Masjid. So please do make your way there. I'll see you soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.